Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're also live on multiple platforms, but we'll get into that. Let's give everyone an opportunity to get into the chat room. I'm still sucking on a lozenge. It is Friday. Thank Kempire, it's Friday. TKIF. If you've been following my brand for over 12 years at this point, then you know we used to always have a Friday night show called Thank Kemp, it's Friday. Now, of course, new name, new brand. Thank Kempire, it's Friday. Here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're also live on TikTok. We're live on the Kempire on Twitch, the Kempire on Periscope, the Kempire on Facebook, Kempire Daily on Facebook, and Kempire Radio Network on Facebook. A new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, is now available. The link is available in the description of this video. Now I'm thinking this was a bad idea. It's all right. This will be done. We have a lot to talk about tonight. So much conversation that needs to be had. Let me just open up my notes. Hold on, y'all. Oh my goodness, we have so much to talk about. Where do we begin? We got another Hillsong pastor that is causing a scandal. He has stepped down. We'll talk about that. What is his name again? Josh Duggar from 19 and Counting was arrested. We'll talk about that. And not only that was he arrested, he was also charged. 2 counts. We won't get into the actual what it is because I don't need community guidelines knocking me off. Just saying. But we'll talk about that. But there's so much Real Housewives of Atlanta. Look, my intention for this page is to be all hot topics across the board, all pop culture, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. I didn't know that we would be talking so much about Atlanta, but look, Atlanta's almost about to be over, so let it all fall out. Let it all fall out. All right? But we have Atlanta to talk about. We have a little bit of conversation to talk about in regards to Gizelle. But it's also your show. Friday night show, it's all about the hot topics that you want to talk about. We already have people backstage. Appreciate everyone calling in. The call-in number, the call-in link is posted on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, but I'm going to post it here as well so that you guys can call in. Just give me 1 second because I don't have a producer. I'm doing the producing, which is okay. It's okay. 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 Let me just get this together here. I see people in the chat. I see you guys. If you would like to be a moderator and you're always here, you want to support the channel and you want to be a moderator, let me know in the comments right now or later on, whatever it may be. I'll be mentioning it throughout tonight's show. Let me get this together. Okay, that's muted. Let me just put this together. And for those that are here already, we already have 20-something people watching. Like this. Oh, well, you know, I'm wrong. We have 22. There we go. Let me post this in the chat. All right. Just want to post that. All right. So let's just jump into these hot topics, y'all. My goodness. Let's talk about Josh Duggar. So if you've been following my channel, we reported just today that Josh Duggar was arrested this past week, but he was charged today. And I'll show you the mugshot. I don't want to show you a mugshot, but look, we got the mugshot. Might as well show it, right? All right, let's get into it. This is Josh Duggar, reality star, I guess. I didn't watch 19 and Counting. Well, anyways, he's been hit with 2 charges of receiving and possessing child. You finished the sentence. You already know what it is. He was arrested by federal agents in Arkansas. According to legal docs, the 19 Kids and Counting star knowingly received this inappropriate material in mid-May of 2019. He's accused of knowingly possessing images of this inappropriate material, including images of minors below the age of 12. Duggar he's been charged by indictment with receiving and possessing, as I said to you before, one on each count. If convicted, he faces up to 20 years of imprisonment and fines up to $250,000 on each count. Okay. He's been ordered to forfeit any material related to the case to authorities, including turning over any and all computer equipment. Duggar appeared before the judge at the Western District of Arkansas Federal Court from jail via Zoom, where he entered a plea of not guilty on all counts. Whew. His trial is scheduled for July. I know the name, but I know nothing about this family. I've never watched the show. I've always heard just mixed, very. I don't get it. I don't get it. He was arrested this past Thursday, and this is, they just arrested. I mean, he was arrested this past Thursday, but now he's been officially charged. So this is what Duggar's legal counsel is saying. Josh Duggar has been charged in a 2-count indictment. He has pled not guilty to both charges, and we intend to defend this case aggressively and thoroughly. They said, in this country, no one can stop prosecutors from charging a crime, but when you're accused, you can fight back in the courtroom, and that is exactly what Josh intends to do. All right. Let me get this off my screen. Just saying. Hold on, y'all. Whew. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. Diana said he's staring into. I know. I had to get him off this. I had to get him off the screen. He's disgusting. I need to grab a glass of wine. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to talk about it. It's a night of hot topics. Of course, you will be leading the way in regards to some of the things that you want to talk about. We have some Atlanta conversation that we need to have, but of course, we'll get into that after we go through some of these hot topics. I see Miriam is here. Miriam, what's going on? I can't hear you. You're muted.
Wait, can you hear me? I was muted. See?
I thought it was me. I was like, am I losing my hearing? have you seen this?
You should name
story?
this show Kempire. Yeah, before that, you should name tonight Kempire State of Mind, where we're starting off and everything.
Okay, I like that. A Kempire State of Mind, especially because I live in New York City. Oh, we have quite a few people on the line. Wow.
I'm your neighbor.
Yes, New Jersey.
We're gonna meet someday.
Of course. That's inevitable. That's inevitable. I just got my first shot.
I can't wait. Oh my God.
Look, I got my first shot, so I'm good. I got I'm a Pfizer chick.
This guy is. Me too. I got the Pfizer one. So
Zelda says, put him under the jail. Have you seen this? Have you seen this Josh Duggar story?
I always felt disgusted by the parents because I felt like they were bringing more kids just for the show. Because at some point, I don't know how many they were at the beginning. So they always rubbed me off wrong. And then I am a mother of 3 and I can't keep up and I can't be on top of my kids the way that I would like. I cannot for the life of me imagine. And I don't want anybody to say oh, I'm not pro-life. Yes, I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life of the living too. So how much of their attention did they give to each of the children? None. They were basically bringing children to this earth to take care of the others. And you know what? And it's cultish.
I mean, I've heard that.
God knows what happened there.
I've heard a lot of people have a lot of strong opinions on this family, but I'm so surprised that the show is on for so long. But I've heard things in the mingle. I try to keep up on a lot of hot topics, but there's a lot of stuff going on, y'all. It's one thing to keep up with all the celebrities, but now to also keep up with all the reality stars, there's not enough time in the world. But this story it dropped in my comments when I was talking about another story, and I was like, oh, he got arrested? So that's why I wanted to talk about it. But we can move on.
Yeah.
Unless the ladies like Lonnie and my girl, every time Shantae come up, I'm like,
hey, hi guys, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, y'all. Thank Kempire, it's Friday. No, thoughts. I'm going to start with Shantae. Thoughts on this Josh Duggar story?
Yeah, I'm wondering how his wife is holding up through it because he's just embarrassed her quite a few times.
Oh
Because
God.
remember the Ashley Madison scandal when they hacked? He was one of those people that got caught up in that.
There was so many men caught up in that. It's hard to keep
Mhm.
up.
Yeah, and I think one of the housewives of New York, her husband was caught up in it too. A lot of people. So it's
Oh.
like, if this ain't the last
Remind
straw
me,
for her,
who's
'cause
Ashley Madison?
the the website where like married men go to hook up with other people,
Oh, okay.
he got caught up in
The
that.
governor.
So then, and now she's pregnant again too. I think she's pregnant with like their
Wow.
fifth child, maybe fourth or fifth child. So it's like, yeah, girl, you need to kind of get some
Charlene says
symptoms.
they have 7 kids too.
7. Okay. They got kids, and she's about to she's about to give birth to another one. So it's she's got some things to figure out.
I am not understand. You know what? When situations like this come up, I'm worried for those children because
Mhm.
if these accusations are true, and we do not know if they're true or not, I'm worried about the kids' welfare.
Yeah, because he was touching on was it one or two of his sisters?
Yeah, I remember
Long
that
time
story a
ago.
long time ago.
So yeah, I mean, he needs help.
All right, can we move on? Wait, Lonnie, do
Yeah.
you have anything you want to say on this topic?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes.
know of the Duggars. Like I've seen it like once in a while, like in a blue moon. I really never like really watched the show, but when I watched the show, it kind of reminded me, and this is an old show if anybody remembers on HBO, but it kind of reminded me of like Big Love of some
Yes.
sort. Like it
I
kind of
loved that
reminded me
show.
of that.
How dare you bring Big Love up into this situation? That's one of our favorite shows on this channel.
Oh,
Yes.
I love that show. Like that was my show. Like I watched it every week. And
Yes.
And I even remember when the Prophet, when he was like on that show and he ended up being on another show on HBO. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like I loved all the stars and
Did you
stuff.
say
That's
Prophet?
where Prophet comes from for me because when they said Prophet on Atlanta, I was like, where do I remember that term? Even though it's a it's a regular
I said
term.
it in the
But-
chat.
oh, you did? Oh, see? That's where it was from. Big Love. Oh, I need to rewatch that. I'm sorry. Look,
Yeah, it was
we are
such a good
digressing.
show. But
Yeah,
it
I've
reminded
binged
me of
it
that.
twice since quarantine.
Say one more time, Shantae.
I've binged it twice
Terrible.
since quarantine.
Twice?
I loved that show so much. And it's funny because I know you want to move on, but it's so funny how you watch a show again years later and you feel differently about a character. I used to like go hard for Margina, and I watched it again. I couldn't stand her.
Really?
That girl got on my nerves.
I need to watch this show again. I can't believe you watched it twice. Well, you're a fan. You are a fan if you watched it twice during quarantine.
Yes,
Quarantine's only been a year.
Now I
Yep.
want to go back and like rewatch it and stuff again. That's why I like Sister Wives.
It's on demand for free. You better catch it.
You watch
Okay.
Sister Wives? You like Sister Wives?
No, I've been meaning to get into that. Isn't like there's a new version. What is that new version called?
Seeking Sister Wife.
Seeking Sister. Oh my God.
That's a hot
That
mess.
is-
Which one of the couples is
It's
actually in trouble because they have allegedly abused their sister wife.
Yes. Wait, so
Yeah.
wait, Shantae, clarify this for me. Was it the man abusing the sister wife or was it the other women?
I don't know because it was the black couple. Because I catch it every
He's
now
the
and
one
then.
who
I'm
got
not
the
a
restraining
regular
order.
watcher of it, but it was the black couple. And just this week they dropped that they were supposedly abusing her. And I'm wondering, you're an adult. Why would you stay and let them abuse you?
Shantae, really? Captain
I
Toro.
know that doesn't sound right, but I'm like, okay, what's been going on? Like, I have questions. So I was like, yeah, that was weird.
Captain Toro, do you have
those
details on this topic?
I'm sorry?
Yes,
No, I'm asking
I'm
Captain Toro.
reporting. Kempire State
She's
of Mind.
reporting
I'm
live.
reporting.
Yes.
I'm reporting live. He's the one who got the restraining order. It is sick. I feel like it's kind of people who are into threesomes, but they don't want to admit it. And not that they do it together, but in terms, or it's more like when I'm doing the business, you are taking care of the house or the laundry. It is so weird, super cultish. And this couple can you say couple, triple, quadruple? They are all hot. Like his wife is, she's okay, but the new wives to be, oh my God, they're gorgeous. And he's very handsome. I just for the life of me, I don't understand. Muslims have been attacked all their lives because they can have more than one wife. But you know something? In all, like, I'm gonna defend my faith here. It's allowed. So all the wives, they have legal rights. Legal. Here in the United States, polygamy is not. It's forbidden. So whoever comes next, like, how are they protected? They are not. Like, if something, like, happens, a disagreement, this is terrible. It's like the recipe for disaster. Just
so we can move on. Look, we can move. I don't know how we went there, but since we're talking about religion, can we talk about this man right here? Can we talk about this one right here?
Oh Lord,
Pastor Darnell Barrett, not Barnett, because I was calling him the wrong name. Hold on.
Burnett? Is it Burnett?
Barrett. Darnell Barrett. He is a former pastor of Hillsong Church. So, okay, let me take this off. He's kind of cute, but anyways, we'll get into the story. So he's a former pastor of Hillsong. You remember Carl Lentz in that whole scandal around Carl Lentz. When I saw the Hillsong thing, I thought it was Carl Lentz until I did a whole deeper dive into the story. I was like, oh no, that's not Carl Lentz sending Instagram stories to parishioners. It's another Hillsong pastor in New Jersey, Captain Twirl. He lives in Montclair. And he has a wife and two kids.
That's a rich area.
Well, he's part of the Hillsong Church, a very rich church. So, okay, so let's get into this story. I'm just going to give a quick overview of what's going on with this because it's very complicated. Instagram, like, Pastor, what you doing on Instagram? So apparently he had this sort of like close friends Instagram, where he could, where only his friends would see his posts or things like that. So apparently he sent this. Okay, I'm gonna show you the photo. I've edited the photo so it won't offend our viewers. Woo! Okay, this is the. I can't with
Is it a bolo situation?
It might be a bolo situation.
Eggplant photos. He knows he's wrong.
I was gonna use a different thing to cover him up, and I said no. That might be.
He graduated.
Flag.
He graduated from college.
Say again.
Is this a graduation hat?
That is not a graduation hat. It's the Bible and a cross on top of it. I'm trying to be okay. Let's focus. So this is a former pastor of Hillsong. He has since resigned because of this scandal, because he sent this photo to a volunteer, I believe. And I could go in the back and forth on how this all played out and on what was said in DMs. Y'all don't care about that. Y'all just want to know, why was the pastor sending these types of photos on Instagram to his personal group, but he sent it to one specific parishioner or volunteer? Lonnie, I'm going to ask you, have you seen the story?
I have. In Montclair, it is a very wealthy area. It's in and around where a lot of the Jersey housewives are. So it is a very wealthy area. But I mean, his picture probably is no different than what Jason Derulo did. Like, remember when he posted that cucumber? Is that a cucumber or eggplant? Like, what was it?
Eggplant. She said cucumber. You're so innocent, Lonnie.
I can't get my vegetables.
Not the pineapple.
Be careful, y'all. Don't get me flagged.
But I mean, it honestly, the first thing that came to mind when I saw the story that you posted, I was like, oh, another Pastor Holy Whore. But maybe he meant to send it to a different volunteer,
I'm thinking maybe that's what it was, or he was interested in this volunteer.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just very different. I mean, I've worked I really do think I'm a reincarnated Wall Street guy. If it was sent to me, I would have just messaged him like, I think you meant to send this to somebody else or something like that. Like, why are you I would have just had a conversation like, why are you sending me this? I don't know if she ran and told, Miss Mabel, oh my gosh, look what he sent me, and now the whole church knows about it. But
I mean, I can show you guys the conversation, but I just don't feel the conversation. He was like, he sent it to her. He said, "Hey, I think I might have added you to my close friends list by accident. I'm so sorry. Trying to figure out how the hell to edit it. Never mind. Got it. We're good. Sorry about that." She responds, laughing out loud, "Rude. I'm not a close friend," is what you're saying. And he puts laughing emojis. He's like, "It's some real raw-ish I sent to my friends, man." And then like, haha, that's right. What? And then apparently she blocked the person. And then the person sends a long message. "Darnell, I'm not going to lie. I blocked you for a second, but I decided I need to say something to you. First off, I'm insulted that you would think I wouldn't understand what you're doing, but I'm not effing stupid. For you to go out of your way to make it seem like you accidentally added me to your close friends and then went out of your way to message me about it, knowing that would make me go look, is BS. Obviously, what you wanted me to see were the shirtless photos and the outline of your. Let's not play and act like that wasn't the point. Your messages to bait me into seeing your raw are obvious. I know what you're doing. Do not insult me. I see you very clearly."
I know he was shaking in his boots at that point.
Exactly. After that, like, long message.
I mean, it continues, and then all he says is, "I'm sorry?" Question mark. I mean, is he not sure if he's sorry or not?
He's just so dumbfounded because he never thought that would happen. Of all the dumb things to do when you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, maybe this is the first time he got this kind of reaction, and he was shocked.
Well, allegedly, I'm glad you brought that up.
Played dumb.
I'm glad you brought that up. Allegedly, he has a history of, philandering on his wife, and
Yeah, he ain't the first, and he won't be the last, unfortunately.
And then a lot of people are having big conversations in the comment section of the video that I posted on this, and everyone's like, "Oh, the church is this and this and this, and this is why the church is this way." Like, what? Go ahead, Mir. What are your thoughts on people leaving religion?
I need to defend Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo because he's not a pastor. So it's okay. It's expected, and it was intentional. So he is standing in his truth, in his hard truth.
So you're team Jason Derulo tonight?
Oh yes, all the way.
Always.
But I think we have a cast for a show. We can have Mary from Salt Lake City with Pastor Holy Whore from Atlanta.
Oh Lord!
And with this guy, and there's another one because I lost count. You were reporting so much this week, like
a reality show of the Greenleaf.
Oh God!
Yes. Oh God! I will watch that.
I can't with Miriam tonight. Miriam, were you drinking tonight? No, it's Ramadan. You cannot.
No, I can't. No.
I mean, I kind of want to leave this up for the rest of the show. One of the things that I said at the end of the video was that, I mean, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Lonnie, we're both single. If he hollered at you, would you say hey?
If he would, if he wasn't like married or
Oh, well, obviously.
Like.
Let me put the pastor back up. This isn't him in his glory, but we prefer him like this.
He's cute.
He's cute. Shantae, thoughts on Pastor Holy Whore Part 2?
Pastor Holy Whore Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
In training.
Right. Well, no, he's past training. He's way past training. But honestly, like I said, the church is full of them, unfortunately, and they don't have the good sense to just simply leave their position if that's how they want to be. Mm-hmm. They think they're never going to get caught, and they do. And it's just like one story, you've seen them all. So next,
do you think that he could bounce back from this? Because he wasn't technically. I mean, he was caught with his pants down, kind of.
Right. I suppose. I mean,
he stepped down from Hillsong, which is a big church.
Right. It's entirely up to him. He has to make that decision for himself. Of course, court of public opinion. We're all, once you do something, we're labeling you for life. But he just needs to get it together, and he did the right thing by stepping down.
If he's Pastor Holy Whore Port 2, I mean, he could bounce back. Pastor Holy Whore has. He's still the head of the church. Let me just say thank you to Natalie for this.
Yeah.
TKIF, thanks for speaking about this. Thank you for supporting the channel as always, Natalie. Miriam, you had thoughts on Pastor Holy Whore Part 2?
Yes, this is like on a serious note. Like, I like to laugh and joke. You guys know me by now. But there are two professions in this country that go unpunished: cops and priests. If they do something, they're caught in the parishioner, they move to the next one because their working history or their background history is kept private, and that's a problem. So the ones that are caught, they're very few. It's like a trend. It's a pattern. We have police brutality. Why? Because like a guy can have like all the complaints on him and been on administrative leave in this town. Then they fire him. He's a cop in the next town. So and priests are the same thing. They need to be held accountable. I feel like everybody should have their working history public. If I want to move from where I work to another, they do a background check on me. Like, why am I subject to different standards? So, sorry, I went deep.
No, it was well appreciated. Miriam, do me a favor. I think you might have to disconnect and call back in because it's a little staticky and it's freezing every once in a while with you. So just do that and come back. I'll look what I'm putting up. That's another story we're going to talk about. Okay, so we're going to move on. So congrats to Pastor. I don't know why I'm saying congrats to him. He stepped down from his job. I mean, congrats. You made it on Hot Topics.
Congrats, you're free.
But since we're talking about Pastor Holy Whore, can we talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac?
Sure, of course.
Because that's what your area, Shantae.
Yes.
So if you've been following the channel, we've been talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. More than likely, they will be coming back earlier than expected because, look, Bravo is desperate. Because the ratings for Atlanta weren't that great. And we'll talk about the ratings in a second for Atlanta. And then we'll jump into Atlanta. Guys, I've posted the link in the chat if you want to call in and share your thoughts on any hot topics. If you need advice on something, if you just want to weigh in on something, if there's something that we forgot to talk about, call in and share your thoughts. So the Real Housewives of Potomac. So Candace came out this week to defend Wendy Williams after the big fight between Jocelyn Hernandez and Wendy. We did a whole video on it. Be sure to check that out. So Candace defended her, saying, Wendy's just doing her job. It was kind of weird for Candace to be defending her, but whatever. So Jocelyn clapped back at Candace.
I missed that. What'd she say?
I wish I had taken a picture of it. I can't even remember what she said. I meant to do that before, but I was just like, but you know what it is? When Jocelyn said something in her response to Candace, it was sort of like, yeah, it might be drugs. I don't know for sure. I'm just saying, look, it's just a little strange for me. Yeah. I don't know about this whole situation, but what I really wanted to talk about in regards to this situation, I wanted to talk about these two. Dr. Wendy Acefo, and our girl Gizelle Bryant. So you may have been, if you follow me on social media, you saw that I was talking about Dr. Wendy getting unfollowed by Gizelle on Instagram. Look, you guys always keep up to date on this kind of stuff. I just follow suit. I'm like, oh, she did? I wonder why.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So Dr. Wendy then posted this. First of all, her location is minding my mother effing business. I love the fact she's back to her black hair instead of the blonde that we saw in the little snippet that we saw. Let me take this banner off so we can read the full thing. She said this in the caption, and this was after everyone noticed that Gizelle unfollowed her. She says, and that's how you clear a bitch. sticking out the tongue emoji face, hashtag the professor has arrived. If she is going back to being that annoying with the whole professor and the doctorates and all that good stuff, I think I might be. Here she go. Here's the captain. Is that your Candace impression,
Yes.
Miriam?
Yes, but I don't have the filters that she has.
Oh.
Jocelyn thought she spent $300 in makeup. No, that was the filter.
Oh goodness, Shantae, because this is your area, what's your thoughts on? I mean, between Candace defending Wendy Williams and this whole beef between Wendy and Gizelle, what are your thoughts?
Well, it must have been something that happened during filming. I don't know what it would have been. Something during conversation. And then, of course, she said, and that's how you clear a bish. So clearly, I'm thinking Wendy must have cussed her out or something.
I kind of knew this was coming, though. I kind of felt this was going to come between them. That whole alliance in the very first season was going to be short-lived. I just felt that way. I just don't feel like Wendy wants to make a mark for herself. You know, we talked about how much Wendy allegedly is getting paid. We talked about Wendy's alleged curse tries. We talked about Wendy's alleged marriage situation. So Wendy's really, and we also talked about Wendy really desperate to she pretty much bamboozled her way onto the show and is trying to stay on the show. Look, these are all allegations. I don't know if any of them are true, but it has made me look at Dr. Wendy very differently. Lonnie, thoughts on Dr. Wendy and Gizelle's beef?
I'm kind of wondering, like, if she created the beef the same way Drew created beef with Kenya to keep her on the show, since she bamboozled her way onto the show. Is that her? Is Gizelle the Kenya for her? You
might be right.
A storyline and to keep it juicy, to keep her on the show. So that was what I initially thought. I'm very interested to see what this was all about. Like, if they got into an argument, if Wendy told her off, or whatnot. But I kind of felt like Wendy would cut Gizelle with words to put Gizelle in the corner.
I agree.
I really do feel like she would do that. And I don't know if Gizelle would necessarily have that strong comeback. Like, Teresa needs a second to really think about stuff to have a comeback. Like, be quiet for a minute. Like, that's kind of how Gizelle is. In the same way, she's not real quick with it. But,
I agree.
I am curious to know what they were arguing about. I mean, I'm actually even more curious to wonder if she got like a boob job, and that's why she in the promo where she said anybody wanted a titty, if I can say that. I was like, did you get a boob job? Was that like a party for her, like boob job?
That's what
like booty. They looked great in that dress. So I was like, were they like a boob job party?
Oh, that's a good question, Miriam.
Well, I think that's a theme party. But back to Wendy being now, like, when Monique left, she caught everybody by surprise because they were expecting to have her one more season at least with the bullseye. We all attack her. So Wendy should have known that when Monique left, it was her turn. Period. End of story. As much as Gizelle goes after La Grande Dame, there's nothing more there to do. Like, they already attacked her husband's virility, their IRS situation, and this and that. But guess what? She's in Bloomingdale, and every hue is liquid dew. You know
what?
But
you didn't come on with the French with us.
Yes, too. She has 4 degrees. I speak 4 languages.
Excuse me.
Anyhow, excusez-moi. Wendy, both Wendy's, like Candace. I don't want to talk about Wendy Osefo because I feel like she's just like, now it's her turn. She's gonna get it. And she's aligning herself with La Grande Dame. But Candace, she is trying to be relevant, because she is not appearing in the snippet, the preview of the season. So, and people were saying, where is she? Where is she? So she heard that and she goes, oh, let me give Jocelyn advice that would be perfect for myself. Like, let's talk about deflecting. Everything she was talking about Jocelyn, like, you have to be more accepting of criticism. Hello? Did you see your Twitter feed? Come on.
She has
She
grown.
made me cry. She made me cry.
You
Like,
know,
yeah, her growth.
Miriam loves
Her
to do that
growth.
stuff for.
But I don't think
Her-
I don't think her having her moment with Jocelyn is the right one. I think that is the absolute wrong person for her
Wrong
to
road.
wrong lane.
Wrong
Find
road.
someone that is not as hostile. Because Jocelyn could go all day and she has nothing to lose. So I think that is the wrong person to go after for sure.
So there was a lot of speculation into the reasons why we didn't see Candace in that particular little 10-second thing that Bravo released on it. And some people were saying that she was there and she was sitting next to the new girl, Mia Thornton, and that's why we didn't see her.
And maybe for once she was keeping her yip yap mouth shut for once.
You know what? And other people, myself would say that I remember hearing allegations that she was trying to stay, not record and trying to renegotiate her contract to get more money. And then when she realized that wasn't working, she started showing up for work. So
I think the second one is more likely.
Oh,
because
yeah,
since when Bravo is worried about editing, didn't we see how horrible their editing was in Atlanta, where they're inserting a scene with Shamia's feet when she wasn't supposed to be there, and Ralphie disappears and then he appears again? Like, I think that's the case. I think she was holding back. She was, because her plan of suing Monique to get money from her didn't go through. Okay, now
did it go through?
Yeah, it didn't work. The way the lawsuit, the way that she was filing, and it was obvious she wanted money. When you file a civil lawsuit, you're asking for money. But so I feel like she was holding back, trying to get more money, and it didn't work. That's why she wasn't there. And now, what better way of getting into the scene than talking about the queen of the talk show now, which is Wendy Williams, and she's defending her. Like, it was so hypocritical. Like, that woman, you can say she has a lash outside its place. She will come at you with a butter knife. And she's telling Jocelyn, by the way, I would love to see Jocelyn in one of the Housewives franchise.
No.
She would check.
That's where you lost me, Miriam. That's where you lost me.
I don't want to see her on Housewives either.
No.
I never watched the Love and Hip Hop. Maybe that's why. But
yeah, exactly.
And there's a no fighting song on Bravo.
That's her lane. Love and Hip Hop is Jocelyn's lane, not Housewives.
Yeah.
Let's digress. Let's digress a little bit more. Let's talk about this couple. This couple has been all over the news. I mean, in and out the news. And now, look, just when we thought he has finally settled down and is devoted to Khloe Kardashian.
Who's we?
We is me.
Me is you.
There's another scandal. There's another scandal with this guy.
Of
Like,
course.
what is going on? Okay, let me just play you the video because, first of all, she went on social media. Well, she was on a podcast, Sydney Chase, Instagram model. She was on a podcast and she talked about a situation with Tristan Thompson. And now she went on her TikTok and confirmed that there was a relationship. No, there's no eggplant to show. Can you calm down over there? I can't with this one. And then she dropped another bomb this week, and it was about Khloe not being Tristan's type. Let me just play this little clip for you guys so you can see. Oof, look, oof.
Khloe has this height that
What, ladies, thoughts on this situation? Because I know you've been following this story.
I don't think he meant it when he said she's not my type. I think that's more the pickup line. You know, I think he told her exactly what she wanted to hear so that she would do what she did. So, you know, in this case, I think like she fell for the trap of him picking her up. And now all these text messages that she's reading now, for me, they're meaningless. Both of them willingly did something they were not supposed to do. So it's not all the blame on.
Well, according to Sydney, she asked him if he was still with. She asked him if he was still with Khloe, and she said that he denied it.
Well, she can go to Instagram and she can know that. She needed to check her sources. Of course, she's gonna say
not check her sources. Okay, Lonnie, what were your thoughts on this particular situation?
So, I mean, first and foremost, I'm just like, why is it that Khloe always gets cheated on? She always gets cheated on, and it always like plays out. I mean, and I mentioned this earlier, the very early seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashian, Kim broke into the guy she was dating. She figured out the passcode, and it was like girls calling, and she was just like mortified. But my thing is, though, I mean, the Tristan situation, you can't turn an old dog into a good dog. You know what I mean? Or whatever that saying
not
is,
at all.
whatever my grandmother used to say. And
you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah. You know, Tristan likes to be out in the streets. Let him be out in the streets, like they say with certain. She's for the streets. He's for the streets. Like he's not going to marry you. He's not trying to have a life with you. And I think he's shown that very clearly. And this is not like the first time you've taken him back. I think there's probably even more times that we may not even know. And it's just like, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same results, Khloe, you need to like kind of just move on. And it's an unhealthy relationship. And I think that I think she sees, you know, even though Kim is going through a divorce, but she was seeing them when they weren't, you know, married or whatever with Kanye and Kourtney. Like, I don't know if she's trying to hold on to something and she kind of wants a relationship so she can kind of be in a relationship like her other sisters, or if it's like a competition thing, but it's not healthy. You know,
go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, it's interesting to me in regards to, because I know you said that they always get cheated on, but it always seems as if allegedly Khloe is always taking someone else's man.
They all take somebody else's man.
Yeah.
It's not just Khloe. They all do.
Oh.
I mean, and they do. And I mean, it's kind of like you reap what you sow. So, I mean, there's a point where I think his ex-girlfriend, it was just like, I'm glad that ain't me no more. So maybe that was a blessing in disguise, you know, for her. But, you know, she was in the same situation where you were that girl.
Yep.
You know, and at the same time, he looked at Khloe. I mean, think about it. A lot of these basketball players get major clout for being with a Kardashian. I don't watch sports, but I know sports guys because they've dated a Kardashian. They're always in the news. Like, there's a guy, Ben Simmons, on the Sixers. I only knew about him because he dated Kendall.
He's cute.
You know, so I'm just like, other than that, I could be walking right next to the dude and have no idea who he is. And he's apparently a top.
Agreed. Well, you know, that was the other part of this whole situation that people were already saying in the comments, but also what came out as if he was only being with Khloe for the publicity of it, because a lot of people wouldn't know who Tristan Thompson is without being with Khloe. But it also made me think, you know how Khloe's really had this sort of transformation in her look, where she kind of looked like she was trying to look like those other women in a way. Am I crazy in that regard, Shantae?
No. Because I mean that's another thing. We always knew who she was because she didn't look like the rest of them. That's putting it nicely. But I mean, I'm just wondering what unfortunate thing is going to happen to Tristan, because every guy that gets mixed up with that Coven, something bad happens to him.
You know what?
And then so far, he's got a big head about it. Talking about she ain't my type, but he's still with her. That's probably the straw that broke the camel's back. So we'll see by next week what type of misfortune he goes into.
So I've been following the final season of Keeping With the Kardashians, and I never heard this man speak until watching the show, and I'm still like, is he slow? What? Why does he sound like that? He sounds very strange to me.
I think he's trying to change the way he talks on the show.
I need him to change some other way, because listening to him speak on the show, I'm like, whoa, don't ever speak again.
Right. Change the cheating. Stop cheating. That would be a good change.
Let me bring up Saint Shay. Saint Shay say he's from Toronto. What does that mean, Saint Shay? If you guys aren't speaking, please mute your mic because there's a lot of feedback coming back. Saint Jay?
Yes. It just means he's from Toronto. He has that Toronto voice. And I do think he's trying to, I think he's trying to change up how he speaks when he's
okay.
Because I've heard him speak like after a basketball game, and he sounds a lot different.
Really?
Yes. And then when he's in confessionals for Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I'm like, dude, like, who is this? Like, who are you? Like, what? Where's he?
Maybe he's been around the Kardashians for too long, because they all had that way of talking, that very like,
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I think that they've got him.
They got him. I'm very worried. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm your boy, TheKempire. This is, of course, Thank Kempire. It's Friday. I decided to do a last-minute show of hot topics where you decide what we're talking about. And, of course, we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta because so much is spilling out from that damn show. But we're going to talk all about it. We already talked about a whole range of hot topics. I've posted the link, and I'll post it again for you guys to call in and share your own thoughts on some of your favorite hot topics. If you need advice, I got a whole slew of people here that can help you. So if you have a question about that you need answered, call in or leave it in the comments. I'm also looking for more moderators for our team to help our girl, poor Diana, who's holding down the chat. We need more moderators in there. I know Lonnie's also a moderator as well. If you want to be a moderator, let me know. I will do it tonight or in the future. We need moderators in there. Daisha says Tristan Thompson is from Jamaica. Lord, we're not claiming him. We're not claiming him. Let me bring up T. Maria. Tristan Thompson's from Jamaica. Are you proud of him? T. Maria? You're muted. T. Maria? All right, I'm going to have to bring you down, T. Maria. Oh, wait. Bring you back up. T. Maria? There you go.
Yes, I'm here.
Do you claim Tristan Thompson? He says that he is. They're saying he's from Jamaica. I know I've heard he's from Jamaica. But look.
Well, we've got to claim him because this is what Jamaican men does. So it's in their genes to cheat every day.
Oh my God, let's not say that.
That's what they do, hon.
But my parents are like, I was born here, but I'm still Jamaican, and I'm not a cheater, pumpkin eater.
Well, you have some good ones, but majority of them, they love women. And if you do ask some of them, they say that they can't do without cheating. And in Jamaican has a culture, they say that you are sure of two things in life: cheat, to be cheated on, and to also die. So those are two Jamaican musts. It's serious. It's true. That's the way that some of the us Jamaicans think. I don't believe that. I believe that men should be loyal, just like how we are loyal to them. So you know what? I can see right through Tristan. Khloe is definitely not his type. I think that they're just together for just together's sake. They're not really in love. She wants to have these baby by one baby daddy, so she's willing to take anything that she gets. I believe that she also knows of these women, but she doesn't want it to be public. So that's another point that we can look at, because no one constantly cheat on you and run back and think it's normal. That's not normal.
Well, on this last season of Keeping Up with the Kardashian, it is documenting their relationship during this time, and her being on the fence on getting back with him, and at the same time wanting to have a child with him.
Exactly.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I want to ask the ladies. I'm going to bring some more ladies up. T. Maria, stay on the line. I just want to, for some reason, we're having some technical difficulties with the sound tonight, but I want to bring some ladies on. St. J, I'm just going to drop you for a second, but I know you have thoughts on Atlanta. We're going to get into that. Keisha, hey, how are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
First of all, I'm from Toronto.
Oh,
making fun of Toronto people, and I'm also Jamaican. And I'm also from a Jamaican background. And yes, they do cheat. It's in their DNA. Tristan Thompson is a born Canadian, though. Yeah, because I know his mom. Well, don't know them, but you know. But yeah, yeah, it's in their DNA to cheat.
Don't say that. Let's not say that it's in the DNA.
It's in their DNA.
Oh my God. Okay.
My father was a Rolling Stone. My ex-husband was a Rolling Stone. And they're all Jamaican.
Damn.
Sorry.
Look, I don't know about my father, but I do know my father doesn't have any other children besides the ones from my mom that I know of.
It's like very rare.
Oh. All right, but what should Khloe do, Keisha?
I think she should move on
and not have this other baby with him.
No.
Okay.
Move on.
Move on.
It's okay. I think she's just embarrassed because of the whole Jordan situation, so she just feels like she has to stay at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she should just move on. It's not worth it.
Okay.
You're a Kardashian. You can get somebody else. Your name alone makes it possible for you to get somebody else.
Damn.
So,
damn.
Move on.
Even after she changed her entire look for him.
And I can't. I'm like, why would she do that? She looked way better before. But hey, to each its own. She needs to move on.
Thank you, Keisha, for calling in and sharing your thoughts. Stay on the line. I just want, because I know when I have this many people up, it causes a sound situation. But stay on the line. We're going to talk about Atlanta because I know you guys want to share your thoughts on all the things that have been happening in regards to Atlanta. Team Twirl the captain. Okay, you changed your name again. You're muted, sweetie. You're muted.
About Khloe. So I can totally see why she would opt to have another child with him.
Okay.
It sounds crazy. I'm not saying I would do that, but maybe if I was in her situation, I would, because she's been cheated before. She was looking for love in a hopeless place, you know, like the wrong way, this and that. But I think she's saying she wants one more kid. She'd rather have from the same baby daddy, you know. She doesn't want to have more than one baby daddy. And that's a pattern with all of them. How, Kanye was always crazy. And what's her name? How could I forget her name?
Courtney.
No, not Courtney, the other one.
Kim?
Kim, yeah. Oh gosh.
How did you forget Kim? She would be so upset tonight.
I forgot Kim. Oh my god.
I can understand forgetting Courtney though.
So Kim, she couldn't have more babies physically. She went and she did in vitro to have from the same dad. Courtney, the same dad. Scott, he always was a dyslexic from day one, right? And I'm playing on words here. So I feel like it's totally I can totally see it why she would have another kid with Tristan, just following suit her sisters. They want one baby daddy, they don't want more than one baby daddy.
Well, good for them. Say Jay, what are your thoughts?
I think that Khloe likely feels like, you know, she's not that much younger than Kim and Courtney, and they already have, you know, all of the kids. And I think that she did the whole marriage with Lamar, and it went awry. So I think that at this point she's like, okay, I'm with Tristan. this seems to like if you're going to continue to get cheated on, regardless of what man you pick, you might as well have 2 kids with the same man and call it a day.
Oh, all right. Shantae, thoughts on what Khloe should do next in her life and her situation?
Yeah, she just needs to move on and just co-parent. Maybe just kind of take a break for a little bit. I know that's not in their vocabulary, but it doesn't seem to be working this way. So maybe she just needs to kind of just focus on her daughter and just, I mean, she looks foolish going back to him after this breaking out. So
Another situation. Lonnie, thoughts? What should Khloe Kardashian do?
I mean, you know, like Maya Angelou says, when someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. And I think that she really needs to understand that, like, if a man shows you what he is doing and who he is and how he is acting, and that is not, you have to have standards for yourself. And I think that, I don't think she has the best self-confidence either, personally, but she needs to be like, okay, you know what? You've done X, Y, and Z. I'm not about that. I'm moving on and just get out of that situation. So, I mean, I'm someone, like, if I'm not feeling what you're doing and I see how you are, I'm walking away. I just did that with Mr. Bumble guy.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Okay, Lonnie, can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're open to it, I don't want to put your business on Front Street.
No,
we want Bumble stories.
No, it's fine. Like, I mean, I get that he has businesses and everything like that. And, you know, there's things that are like short staff and other people need support and stuff like that with your businesses. I'm not taking that away, but I'm also busy too. I don't sit at home all day and twiddle my thumbs.
Okay, wait, let's rewind a little bit. For those that are just tuning in, Lonnie, who's been a part of the show for a very long time at this point. So we were on TikTok Live. I said you should get into, you know, the online dating arena, you know, a Hinge or a Bumble or blah, 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 blah. She did it. She met someone and it was going well. And then what happened, Lonnie?
He just keeps saying, like, he's like really busy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, it doesn't hurt to take 5 minutes out of your day to talk or even send a text. Like, while you're driving up to North Jersey or coming back, you can easily have a phone conversation while you're in the car. You asked, like, if you could do dinner this week with me. I was just like, that's fine. I can do any day except Tuesday. Just let me know. And you asked me where I wanted to go. I told you. I was like, well, we can go here. Didn't hear anything back from you. So that shows me a lot. Don't bother calling. Don't bother texting, because at this point I wipe my hands of you. You're not going to waste my time.
That's right.
If you're saying that you're that busy, bull. I'm busy too. And I have a lot of things going on, and I'm about to start, you know, language school. So it's just like, don't tell me like you're that busy. You can't even have a quick conversation. Just, hey, just wanted to say hi. I'm super busy, but just wanted to check on you. How you doing? All right, let's catch up soon. So when I say, like, when Khloe needs to understand, like, you have to have confidence in yourself and you have to have a certain set of standards that you're not going to tolerate BS from a man, and he's embarrassing you in front of everybody and everybody's looking at you like a clown. And you should probably be even looking at yourself like a clown. And my thing is, your mother had 2 baby daddies and y'all family seems to be fine. So
good point.
I would rather have a child with another man that actually loves me and worships the ground that I walk on than with another man who's going to sit up in my bed, make a baby with me after you done hooked up with another chick 2 hours ago, probably.
Yeah,
that's it.
So she needs to learn how to have more self-respect for herself, because at the end of the day, you are raising a little girl. So when she looks back at this, she's going to see, like, so this is what you put up with, so maybe I should put up with that. No, absolutely not. You should have better standards for yourself that you can pass on to your daughter and teach her how to have certain standards for herself.
That was a word, Lonnie. That was a word. I'm sorry to hear about Bumble Bay, as Danielle's referring to him in the comments.
There'll be another Bumble one or a Hinge one. There is a lot of them out there. So
exactly,
I am keeping hope alive.
Exactly. And that's what I was going to say, because you know what? I mean, you lucked out. One of the first people that you matched with ended up being someone that you spent a lot more time with. Sometimes it happens that way, but a lot of the times when people get on these social media apps and you're dating someone, or not even necessarily just dating on a social media app, just dating in general, you have to kind of go through a lot of different, people before you find the right one. Yes, Miriam, twirl the captain.
My story is that I tried online dating. I think I survived only 10 days.
One date.
It's not my cup of tea. 10 days. It's not my cup of tea. But then I only gave it a try once. It was someone I met through a friend, and things were not adding up. And the balls that he had to lie that he was divorced when he is not.
Oh,
and it was my intuition.
No.
Yeah. Yes. He said that the first thing that came out of his mouth was he said his age. And when he said his age, it was like he was 2 years younger than I was. And he's divorced for 7 years. That was his line. And he said that in front of his friends at work. So, and my close friend used to work with him. So no way on earth he would lie. Why would he lie, right?
And he did.
Look, I have all these common people that can fact check maybe. Mm-hmm. So and I really thought because of my close friend, he would never lie, And then things were not adding up because he lives in the next town. He never invited me over his house, which was weird, but I was okay.
That's always a warning sign.
But that's my cousin, she was weird.
That's a bouquet of red flags.
If I was dating you, damn, I would invite you to my house. I'm like,
Yeah.
Then she convinced me. She goes, tell him you want to go visit him. And then there was one time I said, I want to go to your house now. I want to see what is the situation. I want to see how you live. What if you live in a dungeon?
You go with the dungeon.
He walked his way. He talked his way out of it. But then I was on a mission. I told my friend that works with him. I said, hey, do you have connections with human resources? She goes, yes, I do. I said, can you check how many people he has as beneficiaries in his health insurance? Then she checks, she calls me, and she goes, Miriam, how old did he tell you he is? That was the first thing she told me.
Oh my God.
He told me he's 44. He goes, no, Miriam, he's older than you by 4 years. He's not younger.
Why would he lie about his age?
Exactly. And then I say, okay, how many? 2 or 3 people? She goes, 3. He has 2 kids. She said 3. This is when I knew. And then I confronted him. I said, you need to bring your, and then he goes, oh, the divorce is not finalized. I said, okay, bring me the papers that you filed. I want to see it. Of course, he didn't have them. So it was 2 months that went by, but I never in years, I thought he would have learned to lie to me. But what scared me the most wasn't the civil status lie, was the age lie, because that is really, is he a pathological liar if he lies about that?
He is a pathological liar, which reminds me of season 10. I know I'm way behind, of Married at First Sight, where that guy, I forgot his name, the black guy on season 10, who was just lying about everything. It was I'm scared when someone's such a pathological liar, because if you lie like that, I listen to my Jamaican mother, if you lie, you steal. If you steal, you kill. So that's what I'm thinking. You're 2 steps away from murdering me. All right.
That's your Jamaican voice?
Say it again.
That's your Jamaican voice?
That's my Jamaican accent. Let's get into what you guys are really here for. I know I gave you guys time. I gave you an hour to get your stuff together, to gather yourself. I know it's a Friday night. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So much is coming out. Part 2 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion will be happening this Sunday. Don't forget, we go live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Sunday night after the reunion, and we recap it and talk about it. But I have to talk about Speak On It, because Speak On It, Candy on Candy's YouTube has been popping. We did a whole separate live just breaking down part 1 and part 2 of Candy's Speak On It. Well, it looks like Marlo Hampton will be on Speak On It. Let me just, and shout out to you guys that are always connecting me with information. I appreciate everyone sending me stuff. Don't think I do not appreciate it. I do appreciate you guys sending me. Kemp, look at this. Look. So this is what the Peach Report Daily, which I love. Shout out to everyone over at the Peach Report. This is the message that Candy sent. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a great day. I'm about to interview Marlo for Speak On It. If you have any questions, suggestions, please send. All right. Are you guys excited for a Marlo Speak On It? I think I'm more excited about a Marlo Speak On It than I am a Portia, who has been offered the opportunity to come by and has denied it. I'm going to start with Lonnie. Lonnie, are you excited for a Marlo on Speak On It?
I am. I like Marlo. You know, she's that auntie, I feel, you know, on TV. I'm interested, like, I'm interested what she's, you know, going to talk about and kiki about and stuff like that. But obviously she's going to talk about her issue and stuff, you know, in detail with, you know, Portia and Kenya, and maybe even talk about some stuff with Nene, like their, you know, past relationships and things like that. But, you know, I like Marlo, you know.
I like Marlo too. And what we're hearing,
kikis.
What we're hearing is that all of the women will be coming back next season. That's what we're hearing now. And I know, look at this one, Miriam. But I know we had, you know, sketchy reports on, you know, Toya might not be coming back. But we really don't know until after the reunion airs. We really don't know. And I know Shamia did an interview with the Jasmine brand saying that they've offered her a peach multiple times. Look, I've said this before too. They don't offer people housewives roles. They offer you a contract, and then after they filmed you for the, you know, that period of time, that's when they decide, did you give us enough? And then you either get the peach or get the apple or get the diamond, blah, 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 blah. So I'm a little suspect of Shamia and what she was saying. And maybe, you know, it was just a play on words. You know, they offered me a peach, meaning they offered me a contract. I'm not that, I like Shamia, but I'm not. Go ahead.
She said that it was because her husband didn't want to be filmed, and she said that would be like a problem with Bravo if she can't film her home life. So she's like, I have to respect that. But is Toya coming back like as a peach, or is she coming back as a friend of?
But remember what I said. That's usually decided once you started filming for the year. The reason why she didn't get the role this time around was because she couldn't film her family at all. So they already knew from the jump that she was not going to be a peach holder. She was just going to be a friend of. But now looks like she might be offering a family life for her new boyfriend Vaughn and possibly the kids. So I'm hearing that she might have a bigger role next season. And I heard the rumors that Shamia might get a bigger role next season, not as a housewife, but a more elevated friend of. I'm not that interested. I like Shamia. It's our birthday month, Taurus season. Ha 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 ha. But I'm not that interested. I did not like how Shamia moved this season. I did not. Shantae, thoughts on some of this news? I have some more news in regards to RHOA.
Yeah, Shamia just doesn't do it for me. She's better off as a friend of, if that. And to have somebody as an elevated friend of, you might as well give them a peach. So Shamia's probably just in the same place where she's been all along. As for Marlo on Speak On It, I'm 50-50. I don't know. I might watch it, even though I haven't watched too much of Atlanta. Marlo has just never been that interesting to me. I mean, she keeps things interesting, but I keep thinking about just how nasty she can be. And I'm like, oh, okay, Marlo. Great.
And that's why I always say when people say they want Marlo to have a peach, I'm like, what is Marlo going to show you at home? There's nothing going on with Marlo at home. Yes, now she has her nephews, but even when I've seen her interact with her nephews online, yeah, it's cute, but I don't think Marlo is as entertaining as we think she is. I think Marlo's good for coming in for like a one-liner, not for following her life. I'm not interested in Marlo's life.
Mess. She's real good for starting mess.
And I think if we gave her a peach, that would be her last season on Atlanta.
Yeah, I love her as a friend of.
Yeah, she's fine where she is.
All right, St. J, thoughts on the new season of Atlanta and the changes that might be coming, and Marlo speak on it that's coming.
Okay. I've been campaigning for the Marlo speak on it since freaking the South Carolina trip. So I'm so happy we're finally getting it, because obviously Marlo did make a point to say, like, Candy, you told me that Portia did this. So I want to see if she's going to continue with that on the speak on it. That's my first point. I also will say I was definitely among the LaToya was doing too much at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
But towards the end, she really won me over.
Oh.
Like, I saw like the redeemable quality, and I was like, okay, we might be able to work with this. And I do want to say, because Candy said this, I think, in one of her Instagram live interviews, LaToya was filming her family. She was filming her kids. She was like filming that life. And then I guess as they got towards the mid to end of the season, when her husband was like no, and it got really bad, that's when they cut all those scenes, and that's why we only saw LaToya at the group events.
Yeah.
But I like LaToya on the show. I'm not interested in her very young boyfriend as like a main cast members, because I just feel like it's a little. I could just see that from my homegirl around the block. But I'm excited. I'm excited for Toya to come back. Shamia, like, yeah, you know, her husband's rich. She lives the life. Shamia has the Fallon thing. But Shamia is also Portia's lackey, and Shamia hasn't shown us anything to make me want to go, oh, okay, girl, well, maybe we do want to see you by yourself in the house with your husband and your daughter. Nothing about Shamia gives me excitement.
You said that she has the Fallon thing. When you say the Fallon thing, what do you mean? For clarification.
She's rich. She's rich.
That's what I thought you meant. Did you see that basement?
Listen,
I mean, like, no shade to Shamia, because Shamia is my Taurus sister, but I did not like Shamia this season.
I didn't like Shamia this season. I liked her season 9. I thought this season it was just kind of like, oh, okay, girl, like we don't need you. I would rather them not have Shamia at all and bring somebody interesting than have Shamia to do nothing. Yeah. But fight Portia's battles, because I want Portia to fight her own battles.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. But my last opinion before Miriam talks, and then I'm sure I'll have a bunch more. Kenya got a raise.
Wait, say it again?
And I heard Kenya got a raise. And I think that, you know, the pounding she took this season, she worked hard.
I did hear that. I heard that at this point, allegedly, Kenya's the highest paid housewife.
Yeah, see, but the last report of Kenya's pay I saw was like $500,000. So I'm like, how do we jump from $500,000 to?
No, the last report that I saw on Kenya was like $800,000. And who knows what she got for this past season? Because I remember seeing the $800,000 for like a couple of seasons ago. So maybe she was making at least maybe $1 million for this season. And this is all alleged. No one really knows
this is all,
for sure. But I'm hearing that Candy possibly got a pay cut. And when I say pay cut, it's like $1 million as opposed to closer, you know, she was making probably almost near $2 million for this past season. This is all alleged. I find that hard to believe, because Candy's the one that went to the network about representation and being at the table. So to cut her pay just seems like not the smart move on Bravo's part.
I believe that Kenya got a raise, but I don't believe she makes more than Candy now. I think that, you know, I know when she left and came back, that came with a pay cut, and she's been working her way back up. Yes. I'm sure she's just worked her way back up. I don't think she's taking Candy out, and I don't think Candy's staying for a pay cut either. So, and I don't believe Candy got one.
Yeah, I didn't believe that, especially because we know, Candy confirmed that she reached out to Bravo about representation, having a seat at the table, changes behind the scenes. I just would find that hard to believe, especially in the same year of making those requests and them pretty much giving into all of those requests, that they would cut her pay of all people. Miriam, thoughts on all of what we talked about? But I need you to keep it brief because I have a lot I want to cover. You're muted.
Yeah. Marlo, I think if she is willing to share her life, she would be one of the best housewives ever. If she would let us into her relationships with her family, we would see a different side of her with the kids, like that softer side, that motherly side, because she never had kids, and with her boyfriends, with the sugar daddies. Like, that would be amazing if she was willing. But Marlo, she is the smartest between all of them. She managed to stay relevant throughout all the seasons without giving much, but still playing a role. Like, we all know Marlo. Shamia, I only liked her when she read Phaedra. That was one of the best reads in Housewives history, when she said, you go do a plastic surgery with the Groupon and that kind of stuff. And now she's basically Portia's lapdog, and everybody in Portia's camp, they only clap and say yes. That's why Portia need like have someone check her, just for her own sake and benefit. um, Candy, I think if they gave her a pay cut, she would be still in the million, but she would accept that if she has an agreement with the network that she would have more executive, like more civil, like social justice say in what the network is doing, which in the long run would benefit her as well, because she knows a lot of people with like production companies and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kenya, she took one for the network, especially with that costume, because the network knew that was cultural appropriation, and she took one for the network. She played along with them, and she was the villain there. And I'm so excited that Latoya is coming. Remember when I told you guys she's coming back? Mark my words. The way she told Drew, I know you're going there and you're going to tell me I'm jumping the gun. But in one of the previews, she said, oh, you cheated on your husband with me. That's amazing.
You're a mess, Miriam. Okay. I'm gonna just drop a couple of you guys because I'm gonna take some callers, but we're gonna come back to this because I want to talk about Latoya and Drew possibly having a thing. And Drew cheated on Ralph. All right, we're gonna talk about it. Hold on one second. Stay on the line, guys. If you would like to be a moderator of the Kempire Daily YouTube, let me know in the comments right now, in the chat as well. That way I can do it while we're on live. I want to take a couple of callers in regards to what we're talking about. As I said to you before, there was a clip, and I'm going to play it in a second, where Latoya says that her and Drew hooked up. Okay, we'll talk about it. But I see we have a new caller here. I'm going to bring a pretty fat girl. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 7, 4.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, pretty?
I'm doing just fine. Yes, I agree. I would love to be one of your commentators.
Oh,
I love to. Plus, I got my own broadcast, so it'll be good training for me coming on. Yes, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I love me some Kenya, and I love the way she read. But honey, I am tired of her talking about her and Mark. Baby, get a new life, get a new something else. And also everybody's going in on my girl Drew. I don't know why nobody don't like Drew. To me, I like his a person nice. I don't know, but I believe she telling the truth about that past, the prophet and the Toya. I believe the pastor and the Toya, because like I tell everybody else, I said Toya knew that what day she gonna be filming on. And she told that pastor, I'm going to call you, and you tell Nation, you tell the girls we ain't doing nothing. Okay?
I'm going to say this with you. This is between me and you. I think something did happen with the prophet.
Yeah. I do too.
What do you like about Drew so much? What do you like about Drew?
Is this her person? I guess her. I don't think she a bad person. Like, I'll be all of them on the be lying. Okay? I'll be everybody on be lying. Everybody had breast, lip, butt, lips, fat injection, everything. You know what I'm saying? And I truly do. I love my girl Portia. I love me some Portia. And I love that. If she messing around with Polo, whoever he is, that's her business. Why is it so important? But I can say that, but on the sneaky side, though, I wouldn't want to know did she do it or not. I truly believe every woman in the world can use some bolo in their life. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, how fine he is, and they say his thing was like the arm, I link my arm. Okay, everyone wants something there. I don't care what you say. But but me, I don't too much like to. This is what I didn't like about Toya. When she came after Valine, that's her name, Valine. And when she came after the girl who married the older man.
Oh, Fallon.
Valen. I didn't like the way she came after her because she didn't do nothing to Toya. She didn't.
Well, Pretty, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts because I like the fact that you're very different than some of the callers that have called in. we needed some pro Portia and some pro Drew up in here.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I am here for it. I'm like I said, I love Candace. I keep on love Candace all the time. Love her. I'm sorry she had to take a pay cut. I don't know why she took a pay cut. But one thing I do agree with them on, I think all of them should get together and went to Bravo together about the Black Lives Movement. Okay. I think all of them should get together and went to Bravo together.
Okay.
Right. I really do did that, but I can understand why Candy did what she do. If she out there make her money, let her make her money, baby doll. Okay? She ain't asking nobody for no funds. Like some of them out there be asking for funds.
Pretty, thank you so much for calling in and sharing your thoughts. Stay on the line because I'm sure you're going to want to weigh in on some more stuff that we have to talk about. All right. For the 132 people that are watching, like this video if you haven't liked it already. Also, again, I know there were a couple people that said they wanted to be moderators in the chat. My moderators, I want you guys to be the best moderators on YouTube right now. So be sure that if I do make you a moderator, you're here during our live, that your notifications are on, and that you help to keep the chat room together. Because look, we can get busy, and I don't want to wear out my girl Diana. I appreciate Diana. We just made St. J a moderator. I saw a couple of other people said they wanted to be moderators. Let me go there. Let me just see, because I saw there's so many comments. I appreciate you guys sharing your thoughts. Oh, I see Jennifer wants to be a moderator. All right. Again, let me know if you want to be a moderator in the chat. I know I see a lot of you guys that are here all the time. So if you would like to moderate, let me know in the chat. Appreciate my moderators. Appreciate my folks that call in. Let me just get into this video that I want to show you guys, because this is a mess. Because there's more to come on this freaking reunion that I didn't know. And this is coming from our friends over at the Shade of Atlanta. Let's take a look at this. Hold on.
Okay. Drew, when you were on Watch What Happens Live, you seemed pretty convinced that more had happened between the two of them.
Kenya and LaToya are definitely in a relationship. Like, before I felt the vibes, but this episode I was like, no, they've done some stuff.
I definitely felt the connection. So it was more of a energy, and I was like, well, yeah, I mean, something's going on.
And we also had something going on as well, Drew.
Excuse me?
I said you cheated on your husband with me.
Why was Candy laughing? Why was Candy laughing? That's what I want to know. Why was Candy laughing? Why was that funny? Why was that funny, Miriam?
because she knows where the bodies are buried. And this is why I'm so excited about Marlo coming on to speak on it, especially after the second part. We are going to get the key, and I don't know if you saw one of the latest posts of Drew. She is wearing, like, she's not wearing bottoms, it seems like. She is very contradictory. Like, she wants to portray herself like she's the moral compass of the franchise, yet she doesn't behave and dress accordingly. Like Latoya called her out. She goes, we made out and you cheated on your husband with me, because that happened. And even Portia, she admitted to something. She just said she couldn't remember exactly what, but even Portia admitted to something happened with Toya. She was making everybody happy that night.
Yeah, because she also alleged in the video during the part 2 is actually going to be juicy. I have to say, in comparison to Potomac, I have to say part 1 was the only good part of Potomac's reunion. This part 2 seems like it might be interesting. I'm going to go to Shantae. Shantae, what are your thoughts on that little snippet of Drew possibly? Do you believe that Drew did cheat with Latoya?
Possibly, just because we know that her marriage isn't exactly an ideal marriage, and she's probably frustrated with her husband going off for 2 days somewhere, not telling her where he was. She probably figures this is a safe way to kind of get with a chick, but not really. Like how people are like, well, if it didn't happen on dry land, it's not cheating. She probably figures if she did it with the chick, it's not cheating, but she could still get back at him.
Lonnie, thoughts on Drew and Latoya cheating?
With Drew, I'm sure, like, if we see like a longer clip, she's probably just going to deny. But you made out with her. Who else knows what you did? But you also did stuff with Bolo. So either way, I mean, you got it down and dirty in the house. So with Toya and allegedly Bolo, I wish she like went into detail like what she actually did, though. I mean, instead of just her saying, well, you cheated with me, did she, I think she could have been a little bit more explicit. I wish she was.
I mean, there's probably more that who knows what we'll see during this reunion. Well, who knows what Bravo will cut out. But I do want to bring up Pretty Girl because I know you might have an opinion on this. You just saw the video that I showed. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I did. And child, please. Okay. I mean, if they did do something nasty.
What?
Okay. 1 minute y'all fighting and 1 minute y'all making out. What's going on here? Don't you remember they was inside the Camille basement? And 1 minute they was like, she was doing something, Latoya and her were doing something, Drew and Latoya were doing something. Next minute they arguing and kind of fight. And they even got Portia stuff. Portia, what the hell going on here? 1 minute y'all fighting, 1 minute y'all want to make out and have sex. What the hell's going on?
I just had a thought. Do you think Drew was upset about the Prophet situation because she wants Latoya for herself? Miriam, you can unmute yourself.
I agree. That can be true. But I feel like she liked the Prophet as well. She wants everybody to herself. And let's just state a fact here. Ralph did not cheat on her. That was a made-up storyline. There is no allegedly, but I'm very convinced. Like, there is no cheating there. I think Drew, she's the real freak of all of them.
Yeah,
she wanted the Prophet to herself, and she wanted Latoya to herself, and
Drew probably wants an escape from just the marriage.
I do. I'm right on with Mary. I'm right on with you, Twa. I'm right on with you. I believe Drew. I believe Latoya want everybody. Latoya want Kenya. Latoya want Portia. She want Drew. She want everybody. She want the plot. She want
all
everybody.
of them.
Yeah,
Toya
they
is
want
a
everybody.
She
Drew
likes
wants
that.
Portia.
All right, one at a time, y'all. One at a time. We can't have everyone talking. Go ahead, St. J.
Toya just likes to have a little bit of fun. Gosh. You know, somebody has to lighten things up a little bit.
But she's a married Drew is a married woman.
I mean, Drew lies so much. I mean, I would want to see a marriage certificate.
You wanted me to see a marriage certificate?
Yep.
You don't believe they're married? Or are you just being facetious?
I don't think I believe anything Drew says.
Oh, damn.
Drew is the cheater. Drew is the one who wants everyone. She wants Portia juice, she wants Latoya, and she wants the prophet. And
not Portia juice.
Yeah, oh, they had it all.
Well, you know, because we're talking about this. Okay, wait, someone's.
Drew is just tired. She's tired.
I don't want this to become a dog on Drew situation. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I want to talk a little bit about the ratings. The ratings have been going down. Let's take a look at this. So this is what the ratings were. Let me just turn off this banner. So you can see. So these were the ratings for Atlanta this past January Sunday. So the ratings were going down, and then I saw ratings again for this past reunion, and they were at an all-time low as well. The ratings for the season has not been good. That's why we've been hearing that they want to do a big shakeup. Look at the ratings here as well. They were up a week before. So I'm just trying to understand, like, why would all the women be coming back if the ratings are suffering? Miriam, because you're Team Toro.
Yes, I'm Team Toro. I think because it wasn't the fault of the woman. This is why they gave the race to Kenya, because Kenya is the one that gave us the content to talk about. If it wasn't for Kenya's detective work, body of work, we would have nothing to talk about. And if it wasn't for Latoya, we wouldn't have nothing to talk about. So both of them carried the season, and Candy, she made the event that made the season start. They were with COVID. It was like the guidelines were changing. People are getting sick. You need to give them a slack. They were really the franchise that was they're better than Orange County. Orange County was a mess because both of them, they were I think taping around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is why, because they always bring something to the table. And to be honest with you, there was a lot that happened, but and then there's Cynthia's wedding rubbed all of us wrong way. Even if I like Cynthia, I really do, but I felt like that was so out of line and disrespectful and wrong for her to have the wedding this year. She shouldn't have had that wedding this year. She should have waited. Yeah.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Shantae.
But you know what I've been saying, I said it last time, I don't know if you caught it or not. One thing that could possibly revive the ratings, hear me out, is if they brought Mariah from Married to Medicine onto Atlanta. Because she actually, whether you knew it or not, she was going to be on Atlanta before, when it was going to be called Ladies of Atlanta. If you go back in season 2 and look at the high heel race episode, you'll see her in the background.
What happened? What happened?
I would love that.
You just see her in the background. Like when they had that high heel race episode, remember when Nene was talking about her charity? And they had that high heel race.
Yeah.
And you see Mariah in the background. So she was probably not necessarily filming with them, but she was just around, because I think she could help revive the ratings if they brought her on, since she's not on Married to Medicine anymore.
But the thing is, Mariah's having an issue with the network, as just like Nene. So how would that
I didn't
work
know
out?
it was with the network.
Ooh. Yeah, it's with the network. It's not, it's not just with production. Well, I mean, if you have a problem with production, you technically have a problem with the network, because they hire those people. So I don't see Mariah, you know.
Yeah, but she's been around for a minute. Before Married to Medicine was ever conceived, she was in the picture. So
no, but Mariah still has a relationship with the network. She's still EP and Married
That
to
doesn't mean
Medicine.
anything.
No, I think Mariah, she didn't burn the bridge, but her bridges is still there.
They can't get rid of her.
If
she brought the show,
as well.
if she brought the show, then they can't get rid of her. They can't, you know what I mean? She has a right to have her name there. So but they don't have to bring her on another show, and they're not going to, especially if she's making a lot of accusations against them. So I don't see them bringing her on Atlanta. I do want to talk about. I'm hearing background noises. Let me mute everybody. There we go. Again, guys, when you call in, please keep your mics muted. People are watching these afterwards, and I don't want it to be a hard thing for them to listen to. It's very important audio. I do want to talk about Kandi. So, we talked a little bit about Kandi possibly getting less money for season 14 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And we also talked about Kandi and Marlo doing a speak on it, which I'm excited to watch. And Kandi got into some beef this week with Boyz II Men. Did you guys hear about this? I posted the actual response that Wanye did. So Candi's dropped by I forgot what it was. It was like an Instagram live with oh my God, I can't remember his full name, but I know it was Mr. Levert. And they basically asked her, like, who are some of the art, Candi's legendary. She's written some hits for a few different artists. And they asked her, who are some of the artists that you had a good time working with, and who's the worst artist you ever worked with? And she said Boyz II Men. And no one expected her to say Boyz II Men. I know I did. But she never really, Kandi, she never really elaborated on why they were the worst. She just said, they were friends before, but when they worked in the studio, it was just a very different situation. It was very she didn't expect it. Well, Wanye, matter of fact, I should play the video. Let me play the video, what Wanye said. Wanye got the call while he was on IG Live from I forgot who it was. One of the other members from Boyz II Men called him and let him know that he was being talked about on IG Live by Kandi. So I want to play a little bit of the video for you guys so you can hear what he had to say. Hold on one second. I got to turn this off. Look, this is why you need a producer. This is why you need a producer, y'all. CW said Motown Philly back again. I can literally hear it in my head. Literally hear it in my head when she said that. Okay, let me just do that. Share screen. Okay, here we go. All right, let's do this.
Yeah. What's going on? I'm on a live right now. Say hi. What's cracking? Want me to call you back? Everything all right? Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll call you back.
Shut up, I'm getting titty clappers.
Okay. All right. Cool enough. All right. Cool. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I've been saying that Wanye. When you started the live, people were saying, Wanye, what do you think about Candi's interview? So she must have said something nasty.
Who's Candace?
Kandi from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She must have said something nasty about Boyz II Men.
Who is that? Oh,
from
Escape. From Escape?
Yeah, she must have said something because everybody was saying it in the comments. Hey, Amira J, I want her in the season 2. I see her in the comments.
I don't know. What did she say?
Yeah.
Did you know what she said?
I didn't see it because it must have happened when we first started, but I saw it in the comments. People were saying, did you see Candi's interview? So she must have said something nasty for him to call you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Somebody said, did you hear titty flapping? Yes, that's what they say, titty flapping.
Oh yeah, that's you gotta excuse us. We are weird, okay? Anyway, that's actually a couple of our passwords with Wi-Fi. You'll never know. But anyway, yeah, man, but Jada, man, I tell you, you are an amazing vocalist, and I'm going to definitely.
She said y'all was the worst people to work with. That's what
she said. Y'all attitudes were nasty to her and horrible to work with.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's not true. I'll tell the story if y'all want to hear it. But I'll tell you the later.
Yeah, we want to hear it. We want to hear it.
You want to hear it, Jane? If you want to hear the story, Jane.
We want to hear the story. What's the tea?
Okay, so she was working.
we should go on TMZ with the story.
So she was working. So she was working with Shakespeare at the time. Was her man. You know what I mean? And we were writing a song, Good Guys. I believe it was Good Guys. Tell me why I be the good guy. Tell me my granddad going to the side. Now we're from the school of, and you know, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they kind of taught us basically, you know, this is how you work. If I write, you write, Petty, and Jana writes. We'll split it down the middle. You understand? Really doesn't matter lyrically.
Wait,
you know.
they said no. Sell it to TMZ. Get a check for it.
I don't feel like that. That's not my thought process. I don't give a damn about no TLC. Exactly. Who cares? TLC? I love TLC. But we, you know, writing the song, we've been taught, you know, you write it, you know, you just split it down the middle. That way there's no discrepancies or whatever, blah, 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 right? We finished the song, right? And once we finished the song, she started talking about splits. Now, the song wasn't actually finished, but she started talking about splits. Now, we from the old school. We from the, hey, you write a lyric, I write a lyric, you know, if you don't write the full, you know what I'm saying? It's really about, you know, just building this whole thing together. And she started talking about splits. So we sat there, we was like, splits? First of all, we didn't even finish singing the song yet. We didn't finish writing the song yet. Why would we talk about splits? I mean, well, because I came up with the hook, and I'm like, and the hook is the major part of the song. It's like, I don't care what the hook is the major. We like literally, like we've been in the game long enough to say, hold on a second. That's not how it worked. Now that's how it became. We understand that's how it became, but we don't ride in that lane. You understand? We're in a whole nother thought process when it comes to creative, simply because that can be stagnating. It can stagnate the whole process. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we made a little bit of a stink. Now, and it wasn't really crazy. It wasn't like, no, who you think you are? Nothing like that. It was just like, look, that's not how we work. You know, and then from that point, it became a little bit harder to work with her. You know what I'm saying? I think we did another song with Shakespeare that she was a part of. We recorded the songs. They went on the album. But to me personally, I just, you know, I could take her or leave her. Now, I think that she's a cool person. I think that, you know, when I watch her on TV or whatnot, I think that she has very valid things to say. I think that she keeps things on a level when it comes to her personality. I have nothing bad to say about Candy. It's just we work differently. And I try, you know, we try to keep things on a 100% up and up, you know, and be honest about everything that we do. So unfortunately, that just didn't turn out right. I didn't know that we were the worst to work with, but I mean, after TLC and Boys to Men and a couple of other people, she hasn't worked since, right? Like music-wise, she's just been doing like reunions with Escape. I mean, she's doing TV, which is awesome, but I haven't heard a song that I was like, yo, go Candy, like I did when she was doing, you know, the records for like TLC and those other records. Like it's been a dormant season, and it's a dormant season for a lot of artists of that time because music has changed, and that's just what it is. But you know,
all right. So you heard what he had.
Scene.
And look, when I heard what Candy said, she really didn't. She just said it was them. It was unexpected. We don't know what went down. But even based on what he's saying, I don't see a problem with what Candy's about her business, about her coin. She has said it multiple times. I'm gonna just drop a couple of you guys just because there's like sound issues going on. Hold on. I just want to take a couple of callers that are here. Hold on. CW, thoughts?
Oh my god. Well, I am from Philly, so I'm a little biased.
Oh, I'm glad you put it out there. I'm glad you put it out there.
Well, I'm sorry, Kenny. I love Kenny, but they're legends. I'm sorry. Nate was livid. I think Wanye spared her because Nate apparently was the one on that call. He was livid. You might not have heard it, but if you play it again, he said that Nate was the one on the call, and he was like, he couldn't handle himself. I don't think anything was wrong with what she said. She was asked a question. It's just unfortunate. Why don't we have to do this to each other? Just leave it alone. Let sleeping dogs lie. They're both legends. But word from the 90s. That's my little era. They did say they were a bunch of divas.
But do you think that what Kandi was doing in that session was incorrect? Or is it more business?
No, because he didn't see the video and he just went on he just let it all out. He just kept going and going and going. It was read after read. It was just like boom, boom, boom.
Wanye's always known to be a little bit like that, though.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. We're like, I'm familiar with him. He's ready. He was ready.
St. J, I know you have thoughts. What do you think about this whole situation of Kandi versus Boyz II Men?
I think that Kandi was a young, up-and-coming songwriter, and I think that the chorus is the part of the song that people remember. So if I write the chorus, I should make more than you who wrote a verse that nobody's going to quote.
Well, according to Wanye, that's not how they did it his day.
I'm sure it's not, and I'm sure Wanye felt like, I'm Wanye from Boyz II Men, we're going to do this. And Kandi was like, I'm Kandi and we're going to do this.
He also tried to downplay her importance in writing songs in the hits and said because she was just the girlfriend of Shakespeare. Sidebar.
I thought that was belittling because Kandi is still has writing credits on hits. Shape of You, Break Up With Your Boyfriend by Ariana Grande. Like, she's still working. He's doing Boyz II Men reunion tours, if that's what they do. I don't know.
I just want to say thank you. Grandma Scary says, hi all, watch Married at First Sight Australia. It's a total hot mess. I keep hearing that, Grandma Scary. I'm definitely gonna have to figure out a way to watch that. Married at First Sight, I just watched season 10. That's a mess. Anyways, for those that are here watching, if you haven't liked the video, be sure to like the video. I'm gonna bring up Miriam because I know Miriam has thoughts on this hot topic. What do you think about what Wanye had to say? You're muted.
Oh my God. At first, like, he was so petty. He's saying Kandi who? Kandi who? Kandi is the who. Like, what is he talking about?
She said
like,
Kandi is the
everybody
who.
knows Kandi. Kandi is the who. Like, and like every year I know more of her. I didn't know all the songs that I used to sing that written by her. She is a powerhouse. Like, he is who. I know Boyz II Men. I don't know his name. With all due respect, I loved Boyz II Men. I'm not saying that I didn't. But like, for him to at first say Kandi who? Kandi who?
Candace?
And then like he tried to, I don't have anything. Yeah. And then he goes, oh, I don't have anything against her. She's cool, this and that. And then he goes against, at her again. Like, he says, what is she doing? Reunions with the Escape? That was one of the things she has done.
But that's the reality. That's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. That's not what he's doing.
Exactly. It was so like, oh my God. It was again
Lonnies Thoughts?
deflecting.
So living in Philly, I have family members that are both in TV news and also on radio that are very well known throughout the city and have been in TV and radio for years. And I actually met them a few times when my family member was actually interviewing them. Nate, I remember, very big ego, extremely big ego. And they kind of just seemed like asses. It was just that it kind of reminded me, you're not from this area, so it wouldn't make sense, but it reminded me of just like how like a mainline man would be just like very stuck up. And it just rubbed me the wrong way, but they have a reputation of being very diva. you know, and having these like demands. But at the same time, it's like Candy is a businesswoman and she had a good head on her shoulders, even younger, you know, so I can understand that. And for them, Candy is relevant. Now, no one knows. I mean, I was around in the 90s, so yes, I know who Boyz II Men is, but no one knows who Boyz II Men is. Oof. Candy is relevant on TV, which people then research her, and then people then see Escape, and then people then see their song. You know what I mean? It's a domino effect. Boyz II Men, people would be like, who? You know, not disregarding their legacy of like their song. You know, I think a lot of people know the Motown song. That's honestly the only one that I know. But
Danny says Candy and her group are about to be on Versus next week, and Wanye will be watching.
Yeah,
and that's going to just that's just going to turn up all their music again on social media, on iTunes, everything like that. Look, we have to. When I watched that, I was just like, "Oh, damn, Wanye is just a hater." Like, you didn't even see what she said. You don't even see what exactly she said or the context before you actually decided to respond. And I mean, he's just always been problematic. And the fact that you're saying that Nate has always had some sort of ego. Oh, Ashante, what are your thoughts on this story?
So I had to check out for a little bit, so I might have missed you guys talking about it. But if this is something that came down to splits and money, I kind of understand, because if this was back in the 90s when this supposedly happened, ASCAP and BMI are two of the bigger royalties associations. And I'm assuming they were both with ASCAP. ASCAP is very prestigious, and they're going to take their money first. So this could have been a thing about, excuse me, when it comes to songwriting and money, ego is a big thing. It's a very big deal for them to say, I want this much money. I want to, you know, and again, just like I was saying last week, these is one of those things you got to sit down and discuss first before you decide to work together. What are your terms? How do you get paid? You know, is your royalties association taking their money off the top before we pay you? Because usually with ASCAP, they're going to get paid first. And that's usually how a lot of artists will determine what they think their split or their compensation should be.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, when I used to manage artists, I would always say, when you're in those recording studios, you need to figure out those details first, because a lot of people change up on you at the end of it.
Absolutely.
I just want to give a shout out.
She got that lesson with Kim. Remember Kim when she wrote Tardy for the
Party?
Party?
Oh, Lord.
She got that lesson big again.
And mind you, that this situation that she's talking about was before Kim. So I'm so surprised that whole situation with Kim went down the way that it was. But look, Grandma Scary, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, come on, y'all, give Kim some love. $5 of coffee to each of us. Thank you, Grandma Scary.
Did you notice that what Candy said was that they were difficult to work with? He's the one that brought up this sketchy business of splitting.
Like, she didn't bring up any of the details. She didn't bring up
any of this.
Pretty, what are your thoughts on this story of Candy versus Wanye and Boyz II Men? Pretty, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, it's just a bunch of BS. Like that chat has said, Ken has always been relevant. Boyz II Men have not been relevant. Okay, believe me, I love me some Boyz II Men. I used to have the Boyz II Men teddy bear.
Oh, they had a teddy bear?
Yeah. I used to. They had a teddy bear, and you know they. What's his name is the one they was talking?
Wanye.
Wanye. He always been a troublemaker, baby. Back in the day. Yeah, because they used to talk about him being a troublemaker back in the day. So it's not nothing new. But it's sad, but it is sad though, cause like Tora had said, he kept kind of complicating like Candy who, like you don't know who your friend talking about. You know, when you know what went down, you know what happened. So stop pretending. And by the way, I'm gonna tell you like this: he can't talk about no reunion. He doing the same thing she doing reunion show.
But she's doing more.
Yes, she is, because she's gonna be on the version. So Child, sit down and have several seats.
I'm gonna bring up T. Maria. T. Maria, what are your thoughts on this? T. Maria, are you there? I'm catching people off guard. T. Maria, are you there? I'm about to drop you. Dropping you. All right. She probably stepped away. Look, we've been live almost 2 hours. I want to round this out. We've talked about a lot of hot topics. For those that are watching this afterwards, be sure to like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and let me know your thoughts. If you disagreed on any of the hot topics, let us know in the comments. Look, and then I'm gonna run. I want to start with I'm just gonna shoot at someone, and you're not gonna know who I'm gonna ask the question to. I'm gonna Miriam, because you're laughing. What is your last thoughts on any of the hot topics? You could talk about anything that you have, something that you have left to say, and you have a lot to say. I know.
I am so excited to see how Drew is going to take a seat in the reunion, and how obnoxious she will keep looking. And I can't wait for LaToya to just bring all her dirt out. Like, for me, it's really like her mask falling off. She was trying to portray a certain way, that she's a family woman, that she's this, she's that, but then when you see her in action, she's disgusting, to be honest with you. And LaToya, she won me over. She won me over. I am team LaToya, and will be her captain too. Next season. Oh yeah. I am. Yes. She was able to interact with all of them. We have to give her credit. She was able to interact with Kenya and Portia, who is able to maintain a relationship and be interactive with both of them, in close. Like, they were close. She was close with Kenya, and she got really close with Portia.
Well, when you say close, you don't mean close as in friendship. You mean close as in others. Stop. Because I don't think Portia trusts LaToya. I don't think they had that tight friendship.
But she likes her. She can't help but she likes her.
She likes
Portia,
other things.
She can't help but she likes LaToya. She does.
You're a mess. Thank you, Miriam, as always, for calling in and reminding everyone we will be doing a live recap and chat on the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 2 Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, and of course live on the Kempire on Facebook, Kempire Daily on Facebook, Kempire Radio Network on Facebook, the Kempire on Twitch, the Kempire on Periscope. Yes, multiple platforms. But if you're watching
at the same time that Speak on It is on.
Yes. Look at Miriam's face. Lonnie, I'm going to go to Lonnie. Last minute thoughts. Oh, thank you to Grandma Scare. You've given us a lot tonight. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Lonnie, last minute thoughts on anything that we talked about. We talked about a whole range of hot topics tonight.
Yeah, so with Atlanta, ratings were down. I think that if I was a Bravo exec, I would have been like, Drew, you didn't bring it. Our ratings went down. You really didn't help anything. We're going to buy you out. You can go. Here's your money. Portia, your timeline has run out. You can go.
Oh.
Your timeline is out. You can go. I think that they really, if they want to do a shakeup, start with them. You know what I mean? Get them out, bring in new faces and people. And I would have just brought Drew's contract out. Portia can go, Cynthia can go. It's their time to go. It just didn't bring anything, and ratings showed that. And I think from a business point of view, they should have done that. I'm looking forward to Potomac. Hopefully it can revive back the Housewives, because I think all of them were not good. OC wasn't good. Atlanta wasn't good. Only thing I'm interested in with Dallas, and I will be watching the reunion, even though we didn't talk about this. Andy did bring up the question about, Brandy's husband.
Yes.
Club, and I want to know about the love child. That has to be brought up, and also Carrie possibly getting a divorce. I'm like, if that was in the season, that would have been amazing. We
saw that coming last season with Carrie and her husband.
Yeah, I'm like, if they would have just talked about that, but I'm interested in that, but. I am interested to see what Potomac brings, and hopefully we will actually get a premiere date soon. I'm hoping that they will kind of put that out as a teaser when that premiere date will be. As far, I'm looking forward to the conversation with Marlo, with Candy, and the Boys to Men thing. I'm sorry, like if you're filming a music video in front of Gino's, which is not a real Philly cheesesteak place, you're not to be trusted anyway. So yeah, because Philly people don't go to Gino's. Gino's is one of the most disgusting places you can get a cheesesteak. That's where tourists who go. I'd send an enemy there.
Oh my gosh. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Lonnie. Shantae, last minute thoughts on any topic. We talked about a whole range.
Well, first and foremost, if you're looking to be a pastor, keep your eggplant in your pants and keep your mind on your congregation. That's the
really.
Are
we gonna do him like this? Look at that. Look at that. I got a crush.
Excuse me. Secondly, I'm probably gonna dip in and watch a little bit of the Atlanta reunion, even though I didn't watch too much of the season.
Yeah, so you can call in and weigh in.
Yes. And I am ready for Potomac. So they do need to bring that back a little sooner than planned.
And I think that's the what they're working on.
I hope so.
Shantae, as always, thank you. Maria, are you there? T Maria, my Jamaican veteran. I was giving you a moment, T Maria. Where are you? Oh, there you are, T Maria. I can't hear you. Sorry, T Maria. You're doing a great job in the chat, though. You're doing a great job in the chat. St. J, finally, last but not least.
Okay, I'm just really excited because I have the talking box directly next to you this time. So I'm patting myself on the back.
That's so funny.
But also, I think that the pastor should keep his... The pastor doesn't need a close friends on Instagram. I would honestly, my skin would be crawling if my pastor had a close friends on Instagram. And I found out like that is just a little too much for me.
This makes me want to go to church on Sunday in Montclair, New Jersey at Hillsong. But he's not there anymore, but you know.
I'm going to check his Instagram.
If he was still there, would be a reason to travel. I'll tell you that.
You know.
I think that, gosh, Gizelle and Wendy, I think that Gizelle is definitely going to bring it to Wendy. And I think Wendy, I want to see if Wendy can, really stand on her own and handle things.
Mm-hmm.
What is that noise in the back? Oh, what is...
I don't, I'm muting everybody. There we go.
Okay. I think that Kenya earned her raise. I think that Candy, I don't see Candy taking a pay cut. I think that Candy's worked up enough relationship with the network, they would just let her go. I think that I'm 24. Boyz II Men hasn't had a charting song since the year 2000.
Damn. I mean, you're right. When you're right.
Yes, the year 2000. Candy has been able to... Candy's so massive in what she does. She called the Escape Girls and Let's Go on tour, and they were torn.
Yeah, they had major sellouts across the country.
Like, even I went to an Escape tour, and I'm like, I really didn't know that much of the music, but I do now. I think that ratings are down across reality TV in general and I do think, streaming sites are rising. But I will say that the great days of Real Housewives of Atlanta, everyone was contributing to the season.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that they're getting to a place where the women are becoming such, and I think Candy said this in a live, they're becoming such brands and they have so much to protect and nobody wants to look bad on TV. So they don't really get into things anymore. And I think that hurts the show. But I also think, and I think Miss Lonnie said this, several people did need to be, if not cut, they needed production to light a fire in their behinds, but also several people on production, in my opinion, probably should have been let go. After Potomac and Atlanta having severe editing issues, somebody's gotta hit the shopping block.
Yeah. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe there will be a shakeup at Truly Original. I know that Candy was able to get a couple of Black-owned production companies brought to Bravo working on other shows, but maybe they'll bring that.
Said that that Black-owned production company is working in Jersey, and Jersey is bringing it.
Yep, they're doing a good job. Look. Well, St. J, thank you for holding down the chat and holding down the commentary as well. CW, I brought you up because I wanted to hear if you had any last-minute thoughts.
I do. My last thoughts, starting with the YA and Candy situation. Well, it got really shady towards the end because somebody thought that she was in Vogue and he just was so shady. But I believe that they didn't believe that she paid her dues yet. Mind you, this was back in the day. Even though I know they're closer in age, she still was up and coming. This is before probably when she used to write for Destiny's Child. But that's what I think. And then moving on, I cannot wait to see Marlo put pressure on Candy on Speak On It, because I'm not going to mention the other content creator, but on another show interview that Marlo gave, Marlo said that Candy needs to stop pleading the fifth, and I totally agree. I also agree with what St. J just said. It needs to be a shakeup. Marlo is going to give her the business, and Candy's going to do that little awkward facial thing and laugh.
Like what I'm doing right now?
Yeah, nervous laugh. Yeah, give us.
Must be a Taurus trait.
Yes, do that nervous. I don't know what happened. Marlo actually said Candy knows exactly what happened. I cannot wait. My last thoughts, though, I want to give you a little poll question for the week for your. Who do you think was worse this week, YA or Jocelyn? Jocelyn Hernandez with Wendy, and then YA and Candy. Who do you think was worse?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to post that in the community tab, y'all.
All right.
Be sure to check that out. And that's a very good question, CW. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing your thoughts.
Yes, but maybe we get a short video about that. I love your shorts. But thank you. Bye, Kempire.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
See you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Everyone, we did over 2 hours tonight. If you're watching this afterwards, it was worth every minute of it. Shout out to everyone that called in and shared their thoughts. Shout out to the chat room. Shout out to the mods. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat or super sticker. Look, it doesn't go unnoticed. It definitely helps us to do everything that we do here. Don't forget, a new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, is available right now. If you're not subscribed there, it's a link in the description, or just go to your favorite podcast platform, enter Kempire Radio and subscribe. Check out, we have a new video where I'm able to say a lot more than I'm not able to say on TikTok or YouTube. So be sure to check that out as well. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to you guys for tuning in. Thank you for those that are watching this afterwards. I hope you enjoy. Let me know your thoughts and let me know what you want to see more of. What hot topics do you want us to talk about? And I'm working on other ideas for lives that we will be having here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news, on lives, on uploads, whatever it may be. We're giving you daily consistent content, including, as CW just mentioned, my hot topic shorts, where you're getting hot topics in under a minute, including some recaps of some of your favorite reality shows. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget to rest. Don't forget to drink your water. And don't forget to wear a mask. Talk to you guys later. Bye.